What was the incident at your high school? Someone sprayed weed eater in the shape of a cock on our school field. You can still see that shit on Google Earth. That happened at my school, but they used white paint for a cock and balls after they used the remaining paint to make it look like it was jizzing. The school's reaction to this was to burn the grass. Yes, burning it. So for over a year you could see the jizzing dick. Location? Don't leave us hanging. Our school had burned to the ground in 1986 and been rebuilt. One day in 2003 my teacher ran through the door with smoke billowing in from the hallway screaming, "It's a real fucking fire, get out." We all promptly forgot the fire drill protocols and jumped out the windows. Oh my god, it's happening. What happened after? That's an amazing image. Please tell me the teacher was the burnt out and doesn't care anymore type. The fine arts wing of my high school had practice room soundproof, insulated, but very much see-through with glass doors and everything. You couldn't even pick your nose without at least 10 people walking by and judging you. Somehow, for some reason, there were 3 different incidents where band kids got caught fucking in them. Not 1, not 12, fucking 3 separate couples. The band director started enlisting in the help of the drumline to sit around and monitor practice room activity before, after school and during study hall periods. Why do so many band kids think fucking in the practice room is a good idea? I get it, hormones, but come on. Don't get the poor band teacher involved. They were just practicing their tromboning. There was this one guy that got expelled on the last day of school. He got caught vaping in class. The teacher told him to put away and he would forget about it. He said no. This goes back and forth with the teacher literally giving him a free pass and the kid kept saying no. Eventually the dean gets called and he says the exact same thing to the kid and the kid still says no. Eventually the dean gives him one last chance and kid still refuses to cooperate and the dean says he is expelled. The kid then freaked out and left the school, hitting a parked car on the way out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Did that child have issues? Was he okay? He seems a little, well, he's not sharp, that's for sure. Someone during my senior year, who was definitely not me, stole a urinal from one of the bathrooms and supposedly hid it in the school. It has never been found. That fucking thing is going to fall out of the ceiling, isn't it? Username checks out. Taking the Chamber of Secrets a tad literally, aren't you? About 02, a bunch of rednecks at my high school chased a black kid with a noose. That little joke cost the school district a pretty large check. Bonus 1, my school had black mold and we had classes in the suites of a racetrack for several months. Was this in Charlotte? I would demand that class be held in the pit garages. Did they lynch the black mold as well? Some kids thought it would be funny to replace a science video with a pornographic film. Our class trip was cancelled. Some kids thought it would be funny to replace a science video with a pornographic film. They were right. Class trip? Was the video an orientation or something? Someone hacked the TV our high school used as a substitution board to show horses fucking, and then one of those videos of men porn clips which were intentionally badly edited to look like people are not having sex, but e.g. a woman is riding a horse or licking a lollipop. We had a guy nicknamed Pajama Boy, skinny dude who used to show up in sweatpants and a white shirt every day, different shirt and pants every day, but still, he had a trend going. After being told by his mentor he should try to wear something different, he started wearing custom-made shirts with pictures of female teachers, accompanied by the caption "Blondes, brunettes, redheads are beautiful." He actually persisted through graduation. If you're reading this, bless you, Vince, you magnificent bastard. We had a kid wear hockey jerseys every day for at least an entire school year. Someone gave him shit for it, and I'm pretty sure I saw him wearing 2 different jerseys the same day soon after. I want to be friends with this nibber. Someone shit inside the ceiling in one of the classrooms. Nobody knew who did it, and as this was a military school and nobody would confess, we all got punished severely. How do you physically pull this off? What the fuck is with the military and phantom shitters? Some mean girls lured another girl to the beach, saying they were just skipping class to go hang out at the beach, but instead, they beat her up and set her hair on fire. The 3 mean girls were arrested and sent to juvenile detention for a year, and they were all held back a year from high school. The girl who was assaulted moved out of town. All of this because of boys. She was apparently flirting with one of the mean girl's boyfriends. So dumb. Hey, she flirted with my boyfriend, let's set her fucking hair on fire. I think you can use something more than mean. Sounds like those girls got away with murder. Girl came to school wasted and was expelled. Not her first offense obviously. She got on the intercom on her way out and let us all know how she felt about it. I happened to be in class with her brother at the time. Haha, good times. Edit. Her announcement started as incoherent. I think the mic was too close to her mouth or something. It ended with, well, I just wanted to say F you, dean name, and F you, school name. She got on the intercom on her way out and let us all know how she felt about it. Do you remember anything she said? Specifically, how long did the announcement last? Sorry if I'm asking so many questions, but that story about her going on the intercom after getting expelled just raised so many questions. At the end of the first semester of my freshman year, the principal resigned for family reasons, but actually a student caught him and another teacher hooking up in a classroom. Both were married and now he teaches SAT-ACT prep courses. Kid hanged himself at the bell tower. Also, a football coach was accused of molesting most of the team. The one kid that didn't get molested probably wonders what was wrong with him. Gym teacher was perving on the 6th grade girls. What's new? Student hung himself after his mom died. Damn, did he do it on campus? My senior year, a freshman I didn't know killed himself after being bullied relentlessly and turned away from the school's counselor. Eventually he got into a fight, aka one of his bullies beat him up and told the teachers the kid who died was actually the one bullying him, and he got suspended for it, and his mom was apparently abusive and made it 1000x worse. The school tried to cover up their vague involvement and failed. A kid was called into the vice principal's office because he was speeding on an e-scooter. After rolling into the office, the vice principal got about a sentence in before the kid pulled a wrench out and smacked the VP in the jaw with it. 0100 real fast. In high school, a student, who was already having a rough go in the popularity department, signed out one of the camcorders from the tech department, filmed himself masturbating, and accidentally left the tape in the camera, which was found by some girls. He DJ'd that shit on purpose. Biology teacher had a mental breakdown during class. It was a kid's birthday, so when everyone started singing happy birthday, he threw the board eraser at them and yelled at them to shut up. He then took the cake from them and ran out. He was later found at a nearby Walmart and we didn't see him again that semester. He came back the following year with a much calmer attitude. Of all the stories here, I think this one really takes the cake. Excuse me while I go kill myself. Was the cake okay? Junior year, the seniors hotboxed the entire 3rd floor and a freshman got arrested for prostitution. This sounds like a Baltimore thing. A girl had a stillborn baby in the bathroom and decided to just throw it in the trash and walk away. Where do I even start to question? Girl ran away from home freshman year with her BF by stealing parents' car. Dude, the same thing happened at my school. Kid died at a football game. He was playing with his friends. Tried to do a backflip off of the curb. He didn't land it right and smashed open his skull on the concrete. He died later at the hospital. A classmate killed herself in junior year. Then in senior year another girl died of a congenital heart defect. SLWCHS. Year after I graduated, some senior led a 5-year-old into the locker room during a baseball game and raped him. WTF. They found a suspicious water bottle in the boys' bathroom. They sent all of us out to the football field because they thought it was a bomb. Bomb squad comes and we see them pull up and go into the school. They come out about 20 minutes later and say, "Okay, everyone go back to class, it was just spoiled milk." Everyone just started laughing. We couldn't believe it. Still cracks me up to this day. Milk, yeah, sure. A black boy in my year got chained to a lamppost and supposedly whipped in a mock slave auction. The headmaster immediately tried to expel all offenders, but the school's governing body overruled his decision, meaning they got off with little to no punishment, which went down about as badly with the press as one would imagine. The school, previously awarded an outstanding, is now being threatened with closure. School's governing body? How could anybody involved think this is okay? Someone put bubble bath in the school fountain one year. Very funny. Haha. Point is that it was harmless. Some chair leg decided to put some sort of industrial grade dye in the fountain the year after. Crews had to be called in and the dye had to be chemically removed because the pressure washers weren't up to it. Worst of all, it was a World War II memorial fountain and it stayed drained for weeks while it was cleaned. Some chair leg. Nice. Are you British? The bus crash was pretty bad for sad incidents. 2 of the drill members having a threesome with a football player that led to a big fight was a ridiculous and funny incident. The drill members threesome, now that's just a plain fantastic title for something. Well, there was a few, but I'll go with my favorite. A senior dyed the pool black and got arrested for doing so. This was great for me because no having to swim for gym for a week because it had to be completely cleaned. If we had swimming class at my school and the boys and girls were there at the same time, half that water would have been nut. Can I do junior high? A girl lit another girl on fire over a boy. I was a few minutes late to school that day. I came into the classroom and the first thing I saw was my teacher in tears. Confused, I asked one of my classmates what's going on. He told me that one of our teachers was found dead in her flat. To this day I wonder what happened to her. She died. Sophomore vaping in the bathrooms. Vapes are contraband in the country where I live. Where do you live? Singapore? I like your country. If you're a sophomore, vapes are contraband in every country. A kid tried hitting a staff member with a fire extinguisher. A girl blew 2 members of the basketball team behind the tennis court. Unfortunately for them, there were security cameras back there. The vice principal had to call them all in and they all watched the video together. So an adult in a position of responsibility showed a pornographic video featuring minors to minors and watched it with them. How long was the jail sentence? They all watched the video together. Nice. All future school dances got cancelled because a girl got high on ecstasy and got 4 guys to pull their dicks out and she blew them all in a circle in the middle of the dance floor. That's just the start. Why cancel the party? Guy had anal sex with prostitute. Didn't notice prostitute was male. He disappeared shortly after. Didn't notice? What the fuck? You sure he didn't notice? It's not gay if they are wearing socks. Dude should have been fine. Or was he not wearing socks? I'd be more impressed if the hooker was male and the sex was vaginal. Someone took a shit in sink in the pay changing rooms. The timing meant that it was someone in my year, so we were held back after assembly. The head of sports speaks to us and is trying to sound serious and telling us how the cleaner went in and found a feces and everybody has to try not to laugh. Absolutely nobody seemed to know who had done it. Okay, op, sure, nobody knows who did it. Someone jumped from the 3rd floor to the 1st in the middle of the school day. A bunch of people saw it happen, and the rest of the school was evacuated by fire alarms. It was April Fool's Day, so a lot of people assumed it was a prank until the paramedics showed up. The kid lived, but we never saw him at school again, and after the district mandated crisis counselors left, no one talked about it.